Hey guys, what is up? My name's Christina and today we are going to build this new modern birdhouse from SparkJump. So first things first is before I get started, I'm going to look at all the items that I should have in my box and just make sure that it's all there. So I'm gonna lay it out on the table, that way when we go to step one, it's easy just to grab exactly what we need. Okay, so now I have everything laid out really nicely for me on the table in front of me, so as I'm looking through the instructions, it's really easy just to grab and go. Okay, so step one says sand each piece of wood. Look for the grain of wood and sand with the direction of the grain. So let's go ahead and get started with step one. So take note that this is the wood grain here going that way, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my sandpaper and I'm going to sand in line with the wood grain. I almost forgot, because we're sanding wood, we don't want to get wood pieces in our eyes. So it's really important that we wear eye protection while we're doing it. Let's go ahead and get started again. Okay, so now for step two, you're gonna find your bottom piece, which is going to look like this one here. And then you are going to find this piece here, not the ones with the hole in it, just the plain one with the slot on one side. It looks like this. You're gonna line the two holes here up with these two holes. And it should look like so, just like this. Then you're gonna take two screws and the Allen wrench that it came with, and you're gonna screw them in through the bottom. Okay, so right now your piece should look just like this. Your shorter side here is gonna be on the shallower side on this. So this is what it should look like so far. Okay, so now for step three is you are going to grab the front piece. So this is the one that looks just like this with the three holes and the one here. And it also has this little guy here. So this one here is actually gonna go right across from this one here. So one thing that you do want to remember is that these slots here line up on both sides, because later in step five, that is where your window is going to go. So you're going to take two more screws, and the same thing as what we did over here, you're going to put these in through the bottom and screw them in with your Allen wrench. Okay, so right now we should have the bottom on and the back of the house and the front of the house. So it should look something similar to this. Okay, next up is you're gonna grab your side piece. It looks just like this one here, and it has a hole on the side here as well as the side here. This part here is gonna go between the back side and the front side. You're gonna slide it in. Like so. And then you're going to attach 2 screws into the sides
using your Allen wrench again. Although it is really important not to over tighten these, because you want this lower part here to be able to flap open. That way it helps for easy clean out.
Okay, so this is the piece that we just put on, and this here makes it really easy for easy clean out. After your birds make a nest and after you need to clean it out, you can actually lift this part up here and it makes it really easy to clean it out. And then all you have to do is actually just close this right back up and your house is good as new for the next little bird to come live in it. Okay, so step 5 now. You're gonna grab your clear plastic window and you are going to slide that in.
Slide it in between these two slots on the front of your house and the back of your house. It should slide in just like that.
So our birdhouse is totally coming together. Let's move on to step 6 now. Okay, so now moving on to step number 6. So you're gonna take your roof, which is gonna be this other really big rectangular piece, and you're gonna line up the 4 holes right here with the top, with the front and back of the birdhouse.
So you're gonna take 4 screws and you're going to stick them right into all of these pre-drilled holes, and then you're gonna use the Allen wrench again to screw them in.
Okay, so a good trick to make sure that you are lining the holes and the screws up with this side and this side is this. Go ahead and put
all 4 of your screws in the top part there. And then you're going to line them up with the pre-drilled holes, starting with the front 2 because they are coming through, and then next with the back 2. And that'll help you get them in just perfect. And then you can go ahead and start using your Allen wrench to screw those down.
Okay, so the birdhouse itself is officially done, but we still have more to do here. So let's move on. Let's go ahead and set this aside and let's bring out our new red cedar pieces for step 7. So in this bag here, it actually comes with your 3 perches for the front of your bird home. It also comes with the large red cedar planter pieces, as well as the chimney mantle and the small red cedar planter pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and separate that out before we start. That way it's way easier just to grab and go, just like we did when we first started.
Okay, so these are the 4 groups that you're gonna need to segregate out to. So these are the larger pieces, and you know that they're the larger ones because they're literally the largest in comparison to the medium-sized ones and the smaller ones. So if it helps you, what I did was I lined them all up and then used this to kind of make sure that the line was really nice and straight so I can see which ones were small, which ones were large, and then there are only 4 medium-sized ones and 3 perches. So we're gonna do the perches last, so we're gonna move those out of the way for now.
Okay, so for step 8, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our medium-sized pieces. These ones here are gonna be used for your chimney mantle. So this is how I'm gonna do it. So we have our birdhouse here, and we're gonna grab our lower chimney mantle, which is the piece that looks
just like this one here.
And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the slant and go with the slant of the roof here. And it's gonna go on the inside, so near the glass, the plastic side. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide it in, and it's actually gonna fit just like that perfectly with a little space. Then you get to use your creative thinking and think, where do you wanna put this chimney mantle? Also, it is not a requirement that you stick it into here to see where you want your mantle. That's more of just a visual preference so that you can look and see creatively what it's gonna look like before you actually put everything together. So the instructions say to use 2, but mine actually came with extra, which is really convenient, especially for when you have missing pieces and stuff. So it's really nice that it actually came with extra. So because it came with extra, if I wanted to, I could even use more of these. So for this next part, we are gonna need our silicone glue.
So I am just gonna take a pair of scissors and chop the tip of it right off, and it'll expose a little hole in there, and that'll be perfect to use.
So the next step here is we're actually going to put silicone glue
over the entire chimney here.
Not just the lower part, but also the upper part, and it looks just like this. And then you're gonna take your 2 mantelpieces and you're going to put them wherever you see creatively fit. Okay, so next is we're gonna grab all of our decorative rocks here.
And then what we're gonna do is we are going to put rocks all over this part here.
Okay, so moving on to step 10, we are going to build our red cedar planter boxes. So this is gonna be really fun and a little more detailed, so stick with me here, okay? So according to our instructions, the larger red cedar piece is going to be marked as A, and the smaller cedar piece is going to be marked as B.
I'm going to start with my horizontal large piece, which is A, and then I'm going to put a B, and then another A, and then a B, and then an A, and then I'm going to connect it here with another A, just like so. You can build it off of your roof, or I think it's actually going to be way easier. That way you don't have to transfer it if you just build it directly onto your roof. So you're gonna separate these out. So we're actually going to be building 2 planter boxes separated by the larger ones right on top here. As you can see here, I went ahead and laid out my first one without gluing it, just so I can see size-wise where I want it to be. So you can put this basically anywhere on your rooftop that you want. For me, I'm just gonna place mine as close to the middle as I can get it. This is how the pattern is gonna go. You're gonna have an A and an A and an A. So these are gonna be all of the ends here, which is the longer red cedar pieces. And then here you're gonna have an A piece, a B piece, this is the A again, and then an A and a B. So you're going to do that. And now because we already have our first layer down, you're going to alternate them. So instead of putting an A here, we're gonna put a B on top and then an A here. So it's gonna overlap over these 2. So because I have my first layer down and it's exactly where I want it to be, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my glue and glue this part down before I build my second layer. Okay, so I have my first layer down and it's all glued, so now let's start to build that second layer and really build it up alternating pieces. All right, and there you have it. Our first one is done. So if you see any goopy pieces such as that, you can take a washcloth or a napkin and just wipe it off. But that is what the red cedar box for the top of the roof looks like so far.
Okay, so step 10 was very tedious, but super fun. I absolutely love the way that this looks right on top of my roof. So let's go ahead and build that lower level planter box now, right on the inside here. And this one's gonna be for step 11, and it's gonna be an L-shaped red cedar planter box. Okay, so the pattern that we're gonna do for this one is gonna look just like this.
Don't forget while you're placing your planter box here that you are still gonna have that chimney that is drying right now back on this back edge here. So make sure you leave enough space for that to go right in the back here when you're sizing out for your next planter box. So this one here is going to be very straightforward. We are gonna have A, which is the large one, another A, which is another large one, and then for the L shaped here, we're gonna have a small B, as well as another small B, another small B, and then connecting it, we're going to have another small B. So how this is gonna look is that each piece should have be on the outside, and each piece should be also on the inside, as you can see here. So this part is on the outside and inside, outside and inside. So once you have that first layer down for your planter box, you're gonna go ahead and glue it down exactly where it is, and then we will move on. Now, when you go in with the next one, this piece here was on the outside, so now it is going to go on the inside just like that, and this larger piece is gonna go on the outside just like that. And we're gonna stagger them going all the way through, and we're gonna do 3 layers of these as well. So that is what my bottom planter box is going to look like. As you can see on the sides here, they alternate, and that is what it looks like.
All right, so next step is going to be to add your perches. So these here are gonna go inside these holes. If you'd like to glue them, you can put a little bit of silicone glue around the outside of the round of them. And then all you're gonna do is place them right in. So for me, I am gonna glue mine into place, but you don't have to. If you'd like to just place them in there, you can do that too.
So I'm gonna go ahead and squish this in, and I'm gonna kind of pull it in and out just so I know that the glue gets inside the hole.
Okay, so now that 1 to 2 hours has passed, we're gonna go back to our mantles, and we're gonna go ahead and put those on. So all you're gonna do for that is you're just gonna add a little bit of glue to the bottom of your mantle and to the top of your mantle, just like so, and we're gonna go ahead and slide those ones in. Just like that. So you're gonna do the same thing, try to line it up. So go ahead and grab the top of your piece and try to line the top piece up with the bottom piece, and it'll look more natural, like it's actually supposed to be there. All right guys, and we just finished, and this is our modern birdhouse by SparkJump. Now it is time for you to get creative and pick out what color you want to paint your birdhouse and what plants you want to put in your planter boxes. So overall, I hope this was fun for you guys. Bye!